From the moment that you are born, the odds are stacked against you, my brother. Now, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're 8 years old again. You and your family are driving home from a family vacation. You got your sibling next to you. You got your parents, your dad driving, mom in the front seat sleeping. As the night's getting deeper, you look over, your sister, brother is fully asleep, your mom's out, and your dad, you notice around every 10 minutes or so, you start to see him kind of nod off. You're not really worried about it. You're only 8 years old. You can't really grab the concept of what's going on. Finally, after a few hours of driving, your dad, he can't hold his eyes open any longer. All of a sudden, you hear the car. Do, 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 do. In a moment, your car is veering off track onto oncoming traffic. Your dad jolts up, everybody in the car starts to brace themselves. Your dad grabs the steering wheel, he's trying to get the car back on track, but it's already too late. The oncoming car clips you guys, sends you spiraling out of control. You're looking around wondering what's going on. You feel nothing but fear, terror. Your mom is screaming, your dad's just trying to get the car back on track, and finally what feels like a lifetime, the car ends up safely on the side of the road. You're in the back seat, you're crying, your sibling's crying, your mom is flipping out. She's looking around trying to make sure everybody's safe, everybody's okay. And then you see your dad, you see his face, he just has a blank stare. Almost like as if he's just in complete shock. He's in a daze. He looks over at your mom, he looks back at you guys, and tears just start pouring down his face. All of a sudden, he just can't stop profusely apologizing to you guys, saying, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Can you guys please forgive me? I'm so sorry. And your mom's there trying to calm him down. She's saying to him, sweetheart, it's okay. It's okay, we're fine, we're safe. She holds him in his arms, and then after a few moments, she leans back, grabs him by the shoulders, and says, I love you, honey, but please, never do that again. Now, the sad reality of this story is that this is how most men are living their lives these days. They're not only falling asleep at the wheel, but they don't even realize that they're in the driver's seat at all. And because the man, the father, is not doing what he needs to be doing as a man, because he is not awake at the wheel, he sends his family just spiraling out of control. Now, something similar happened to me last year in my family. We actually went up for the day snowboarding. It was me, my parents, my wife, and my best friend Joel. And we had a great day. It was a nice day out. Weather was good. But all of a sudden, on the way home, we noticed that the streets were starting to completely just ice over. And so at this time, my dad, he didn't even have a 4-wheel drive, which was a huge mistake. And so he's driving down the road. We're still at the very, very top of the whole mountain. And he's driving down fairly slow, just kind of, playing it safe. But then what happens? All of a sudden, we catch some ice. And now within an instant, the whole truck is just all over the road. And I'm sitting there in the back seat, everybody's kind of bracing themselves, tripping out. And I'm on the side where we're literally on the edge of a cliff, and I'm looking down like, oh shoot, bro, is this it? And so I'm giving up some last minute prayers, making sure me and God are good, making sure my salvation's good. And so while everybody's just kind of paralyzed in fear almost, even myself, I look to my dad. See, growing up, my dad, during difficult times, during stressful times, my dad's always played it fairly cool. He's remained just calm and collected during those kind of rough seasons. And so in my head, when I'm sitting there in the back seat, I'm looking to my dad and I'm thinking to myself, if my dad is completely freaking out, then I know we have something to freak out about. But if he's remaining calm, then I know we're cool. And so even though he's there and he's, turning the wheel and trying to get the truck back on the road, I noticed that in the midst of all that, he's still just remaining calm. He's not freaking out. He's not losing his mind. Which in return, me seeing this, I don't know, all of a sudden I just get this peace that kind of just covers me. I know we're gonna be all right. So all of a sudden the truck, we hit this embankment and we literally catch air. And then right when we land, boom, we're back on track. And my dad ends up, driving down the mountain. We end up driving home perfectly safe, obviously. And it was kind of funny, on the way back home, we were sitting there laughing about it, talking about how crazy, how wild that was, how we almost died. And it's just funny because in those moments, it's not funny when you're in the moment, but afterwards you can look back and just kind of laugh it off, I guess. I don't know, maybe we were just all kind of being hysterical in that moment. I don't know. But the reason why I'm telling you this story is because the way my dad was, the way that he held himself during that moment where everything was just uncertain, that right there, that is the type of man that you and I need to be. No matter what in life comes at you, you remain cool, calm, and collected. You remain in control, and your family has complete trust in you. However, like I said in the beginning of this video, the modern world is against you. It's against me. It's against all of us, my brothers. We're kind of set up to fail. Testosterone is declining. We're literally shamed for trying to be our most masculine self and hold on to masculine virtues and characteristics. Bro, it's crazy. I don't mean to go on some rant, but just real quick. The other day, I posted a video about traditional biblical values and how we need to be holding on to those. Those need to be the foundation of our lives as men. And guess what happens? TikTok decides to completely shut it down. And then I get this some sort of strike against me, against my channel, because I was violating their guidelines, their rules or whatever. But then at the same time, bro, my 9-year-old niece can go and log on to the internet right now and go watch Sam Smith drinking urine from urinals. So look, anyways, hey, as a man in today's society, let's be real. It's not easy. Everything from temptation, inflation, entertainment, lust, you name it. Anyways, in this video, I'll be discussing 4 habits that will drastically change your life as a man and help keep you from veering off track and help you just stay on that road, stay on your path. So kicking it off with number 1 now. I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna like hearing this, but you need to embrace struggle. I see a lot of you guys now, I could picture it, clicking right to the next tip in the video because they don't want to hear this, right? They want to plug their ears and they just want to be tickled with little fun tips that are going to make them feel better about themselves. Or better yet, they'll just exit this video and go to some little stupid prank video. Because, most men, they don't want to be called out on their crap. They don't want to be held responsible. They want the little easy route, the easy path. But hey, you don't want this. You understand that struggle is what builds a man. See, in life, you only got 2 options. Now, most of us would love to make something of ourselves, be a somebody, do something great, amazing in this world. But most of us, let's just be honest, we give up the second things get tough. Because hey, life is a strenuous journey. We know this. So your 2 options are simply, you can struggle trying to become a somebody. Number 2, you can struggle in life as a nobody. Either way, whichever route you choose, either one it's a struggle. In fact, the less struggle that you feel, the more farther you are away from purpose. If you're trying to avoid hardship, paradoxically, the more hardship you're actually going to face, especially in the long run. Now, if you're a man of high value, I heard Andrew Tate talk about this the other day. He said, every single day, you're going to be overworked and underappreciated. When your head hits that pillow at night, yes, you're going to be exhausted. And guess what? You're gonna have to wake up and do it all over again. But what else are you gonna do? Just quit? Just throw in the towel? You're gonna die defending or die like a sheep being led to slaughter? We're built for this, bro. And it's wild because most men these days, they wanna bring tradition back. They want a traditional life, want a traditional family. But their core values don't even align with tradition. They align with cultures. But you and I, my brother, we understand that honor, responsibility, integrity, love, it's a narrow path. It's a hard life. But we also understand that the reward comes after. So hey, look, if all you guys out there are looking for a little pat on the back, a little rub on the chest, hey, you ain't gonna get one. But what you will get is this. When you're lying there on your deathbed, and I gotta remind myself this every single day too. When I'm lying there, lying back, taking my last final breaths, I'll have a little smile on my face. I'll be looking around the room, looking at my legacy, looking at my family with my wife's hand in mine. And I know I'll be laying there with just so much joy, so much peace, knowing mission accomplished. Now, before diving even deeper here into this next habit, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Manscaped. You guys know I don't really do sponsors here on this channel anymore, but Manscaped is kind of like that one exception. They're just a beast of a company. Today, we got a huge discount for you down in the description below. Right now, you can get their new beard hedger for 20% off plus free shipping. This sucker right here is hands down the best trimmer that I've ever used for my face. Not that I have like a huge beard or anything. It's actually quite patchy, but that's why I use it. If you're patchy like I am, but still want a little scruff, if you want a little ruggedness, you got to keep it well trimmed. And I'll actually use this thing pretty strategically, like right here in the thicker areas, right here in the front. I'll keep this more trimmed, and then the patchy areas on the side, I'll keep those just a little bit longer, just because I'm really trying to grow it in, and it won't fully grow in if I'm shaving it, trimming it down all the way. So the beard hedger is a perfect tool for this because you can easily change the size of the guard by twisting the zoom wheel. It's also waterproof, cordless, and has a 7,200 RPM motor. And right now you can also bundle up and get the Beard Hedger Pro kit, which includes the trimmer, the travel case, the beard oil, shampoo and conditioner, and the beard balm. And also you'll get some free gifts, as you can see here. So again, check out the link that I have for you down in the description to get 20% off plus free shipping on your next order at manscaped.com. Now moving on to number 2, we got minimizing the news and the media, which hey, these things, especially in this time we're in, they can become such a huge distraction to us. When the news, when the media is constantly putting all this negative information and just pumping it out onto your iPhone screens, your TV screens, we immerse ourselves into all these things that have zero relevance to our purpose as men. I mean, think about it, bro. How many times do you involve yourself, say like the Sam Smith video or something like controversial like that, or like some riot or like law that they're trying to pass that you don't agree with, and then you like go down in the comments to see what everybody else is saying, and then you see one that kind of aggravates you, that triggers you, you get mad, you write back to them, and all of a sudden you're like in this comment war with like 5-6 different people, and most of them are just probably like 10-year-old little kids, and all of a sudden you're just spewing hurtful words to each other. You're not even talking about the actual freaking topic. Now you're just back and forth calling each other idiots and just stupid mother effers. It has no relevancy to the actual video that you were previously discussing. And then at the end of it all, I mean, this happens to me, I don't know if it happens to you, but that like after an hour or so, you look back and you realize none of your ideas, none of the things that you guys were disagreeing on, none of it changed. You were not able to change his mind and he was not able to change yours. That happens every time. So you realize, dude, I just wasted a full hour trying to convince somebody that already had their mind set. And at the end of the day, bro, nobody changed their minds. Both parties still believe what they believe in. So it was all just a big waste of time. So you gotta realize this, bro, and I try to tell myself this too before I start involving myself in a heated argument. Dude, nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion, my opinion. Nobody cares. So hey, just keep your opinions to yourself unless you're, otherwise if you're asked. Because it's all just a waste of time. It's gonna veer you off course. You're gonna be like that kid who's out in the baseball field who starts chasing butterflies. So at least be very careful when you're constantly viewing the news, viewing the media, and involving yourself in all these comment threads and thinking that what you say and what you type is actually gonna make some change. How about we actually make some change at home first? How about we actually make a difference within our own little vicinity? I've heard it said before that your family is your first ministry. That's what you need to be focusing on. At the end of the day, bro, the world's gonna do what the world is gonna do. There's always gonna be tragic events and things going on. And yes, we can have an impact at the end of the day, but it starts at home. We can't go out there and think we're gonna change the world if everything's all out of order, out of place at home. Even if like you're a single guy, or even if like still living at home with your parents, hey, be the best son that you can be. Be the best brother that you can be, the best sibling. Make sure that you're having a strong positive effect at home. If you're sitting here spending hours and hours every single day on your laptop arguing and complaining about the world, arguing about all these theories, yet you're barely scraping by, then you really need to get your priorities straightened out, my brother. I feel like I used to do this myself all the time, man. Like I used to complain, I used to gripe, I used to point the finger at the government, and my focus was so outwardly. And then I thought to myself, you know what? The world's gonna do what the world's gonna do. So what can I do? What can I do here and now? And so I thought to myself, you know what? Let's put the focus here. Let's build up this movement. Let's create a band of brothers, you and I, create something special where we can lean on each other and start making change here first. Let's make a difference in this little community that we have here. And you know what? God will bless that. And then slowly but surely we'll go out and we'll start being more effective in the world. Individually as men, right? And I also thought to myself, I want to have kids soon. So how about I build up this legacy? How about I build up this empire now, start making more money, so that way I can spend more times with my kids once I actually have kids. That way I can spend more time with them. I can show them God's way of doing things rather than them having to go out alone into the world and learn how to do things from the world's perspective. And if you notice, bro, just real quick note before I go into the next habit here, if you notice, there's been just so much more negative news than lately. Even on like TikTok, on Instagram, you just have so much negativity. And it's okay to be aware kind of what's going on in the world, but I've noticed the more time I spend, immersing myself in just all these events, all these tragedies, all these different riots and things that are just going on in the world, all this like celebrity drama, the more I immerse myself into that, the more I'm just soaking in all this negative information. And I'm so focused on this now rather than my purpose as a man, rather than you guys. And I don't like that. I want to put all my attention onto you. This is more effective than me just feeding myself all this negative information and then involving myself in the comments because I'm getting mad at what little Johnny said and how his little ideology on culture doesn't align with mine. At the end of the day, none of that stuff matters, bro. You're not going to be changing no minds in a comment thread. Nah, bro. Like where you're going to be most effective, it's going to be here. It's going to be within your own inner circle of friends, of family. Even like the individuals Discord that we have. If you guys haven't jumped in that, I'll put it down below. But see, like within communities like that, we're all open to hearing each other. We're all open to growing and hearing each other out. Like these communities aren't. They believe one way. They're immersed into all that negativity. But you and I, bro, within our Discord, within this community, within this YouTube channel, we want to hear some other perspectives. We want to grow. We want to stick to tradition, to God's way of doing things. And so this right here, this is where we will be most effective. Number 3, discipline. Now, I have a quote right here that says, "Only the disciplined ones in life are free. Without discipline, you are a slave to your emotions." While most people think that discipline takes away from their freedom, right? No, it's actually the opposite. Discipline equals liberty. Yeah, the more discipline you get, maybe in the moment you might feel a little bit more tied down. You might feel a little bit more like you got responsibilities, you got things to do, you got places to be. But in the long run, bro, it's like that instant gratification versus delayed gratification. In the end, bro, you experience this freedom, this liberty. I know for me personally, the more disciplined I am, the more harder I work during the day. When I lay my head down to rest, bro, it's the most peaceful sleep. I feel so much satisfaction. I feel so much fulfillment. The harder I work, the more that I discipline myself. The days where I get a little lazy, I don't do what I need to do, I wake up a little late, it just throws me off. Mentally, I can't lay my head down at night and just feel that sense of fulfillment. I feel like I have unfinished business. So hey, look, bro, the more disciplined that you are as a man, the more you do the things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do it like you love it, the more fulfillment you're going to have. And I'm talking about all areas of your life too. I'm not talking about just like, oh, I'm disciplined. I go to the gym every single day and I take my protein shakes. I can't stand like all these like fitness influencers who are, they got all their pre-workout supplements and they got all their protein shakes and weight gainers and they got all these things all strategically laid out, and they just think, when they post a picture of their abs and stuff, they just think that they're the epitome of greatness. Their discipline can't be matched, bro. I mean, that's cool, it's impressive. Your big muscles and your chiseled abs and jawline, impressive, cool. You're good at one thing. I mean, cool, but like at the same time, so what? Like, how about you take all that discipline? How about you take all that greatness that you have in that one area of your life, and how about you apply it to every area of your life? How about you actually build up a lifestyle for your family, for your wife? I mean, if you love fitness like that, then cool. Now build something around that. Build a business, build up an empire, build up a legacy that your kids can benefit from. And like I keep on saying, society is against you, culture is against you, especially as a man. And you know what they're gonna tell you? What you need actually is more balance, right? Oh, you work so hard, bro. How about instead of building that business, just go and enjoy yourself. Take the night off. You work way too hard. Go, finish off the rest of the night playing a few hours of video games. But at the same time, it's kind of funny because in video games, what do they tell you to do? Like for instance, in NBA 2K or whatever, when you look at your stats, do they tell you just to build up your passing skills and that's it? That's all you need? Do they tell you, all you need is your passing skills, shooting skills? Nah, you don't need that. You need to have balance. You need to make sure just that one pillar is fine. Nah, bro, like at least for me, I'm trying to be like 99 overall, so I want to be great in every single category. Shooting, passing, ball handling skills, whatever, you name it. So hey, look, check it out, bro. This is your story. This is your life. You can spend your time, balancing everything out and playing video games. You can upgrade your character on PlayStation, or you can upgrade your real character, your real values. You can upgrade your real self. And I don't mean to go on this like huge rant about video games, but video games is just, it's master manipulation. It really is. I don't know, maybe I just look too far deep into things and I take things a little too serious. It's just kind of my personality. But like, I don't know, for me, like I'm always on the lookout of like how culture is trying to manipulate me. So I look a little farther deep into things. Me personally, I want to be a producer, not a consumer. In video games, it makes you more of a consumer, bro. It makes you think that you're building status, but you're not. You're building fantasy status. It's not real, it's make-believe. And so you gotta ask yourself, you gotta think to yourself, I always hear people say, but I just spend like 1 hour a day playing video games, so it's fine. But it's like, who do you think's gonna win? The guy who plays 1 hour of video games every single night, or the guy who reads for 1 hour every single night? Because check it out, even though it's 1 hour every single day, those hours, they build up every single week. It's not just 1 hour. At the end of the week, it's 7 hours. 2 weeks, 14 hours, 21 hours. By the end of the month, bro, you're hitting 31 hours. Imagine if you took all those hours and actually built yourself up. Imagine if you equipped yourself with 30 hours of wisdom, of knowledge, of information on how to grow your business, on how to grow your empire, on how to be a better father, a better husband. Bro, imagine how much more farther ahead you will be. You'll be so much more farther that no other man will be able to even catch up to you. That's why here on this channel we talk about getting 1% better every single day. And sometimes you gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice where you would spend regularly 1% at getting better at this video game. You're instead getting 1% better at life, at being more masculine and becoming that man that God wants you to be. And the fourth and final one, you gotta stay hungry. Now I heard this from Andrew Tate and Hamza as well. Some of the best advice that I ever got from those two guys was literally, not like metaphorically, but literally stay hungry. Like I've noticed this myself. I've taken that advice that they gave me, and lately I've been literally fasting all throughout my mornings. Like I've been waking up around 6 to 8 o'clock-ish. Kind of depends on what time I went to bed the night before. And even up like till now, it's 1:14 p.m. I haven't even eaten a single thing today. Been just kind of sipping on black coffee. And just bro, I'm 10 times more laser focused than I would be if I woke up, had a big breakfast, had a big nice bowl of cereal, some toast, some freaking waffles or whatever. Like right now, bro, I'm light, I'm energetic. My brain doesn't have an ounce of cloudiness or like fogginess whatsoever. And so I've learned that when you stay literally hungry, it does transfer over into staying like metaphorically hungry, like hungry for life, hungry for success, hungry for accomplishments and doing what you need to do as a man, handling those daily tasks and staying mission focused. It's wild because your body actually performs its best while you are hungry. God made it that way. It's like warriors hunters, they don't get the luxury of eating all day long like some freaking fat, lazy, self-indulged tyrant. No, they gotta hunt, bro. They gotta stay focused. They gotta actually work for their meal. And just like life, bro, like the more you have to work for something, the more you appreciate it, the more that you actually value it. That's why a lot of kids these days, a lot of young men, they don't appreciate anything. They're spoiled, rotten brats because they have just so much convenience in their life. They have so much comfort. They become so lazy, so self-indulged. Their parents pretty much do everything for him. But the young men who actually had to fight for something in life, that actually they were all out on their own, they're the ones that become more appreciative of everything that they have in life. And so, hey, look, whether you're full of food, whether you're full of just comfort and convenience, whatever it is, whenever you're full, metaphorically or physically, you become lazier, you become more lethargic, and you lose that hunger for life. So my best advice to you, my brother, is always stay a little hungry. With that said, appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you dug it, please give it a nice big thumbs up. Check out the Masculine Masterclass down below. Get access to it today. And if you haven't yet, be sure to hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop that next video. And hey, check out this video right here. It's a powerful one. And until next time, I'll see you all very soon. Peace always.